Today's issue is Faces Issue 4, Smiling Carl. On the cover, Carl and Violet square off on a fire-scarred patch of beach. On the ground between them, we see the amulet laying in a patch of melted sand and shards of newly formed glass. We turn the page and our story begins. Faye, in the office, Ryder is still outside, right, Felix?
Yeah, the rider is still outside.
Okay, cool. You hear... Sorry?
I was going to say he hadn't been given the signal yet.
So, Faye, you hear boot steps approaching the door, like from the edges of the door, and then you hear someone click into a radio and go, "Shh, the asset is here, the asset is here." And then two guards come around the door holding pistols. What do you do?
My eyes are gonna glow pink, and I'm gonna say, "You saw me run downstairs. I'm somewhere hiding in the sub-basement now. You should go find me."
So go ahead and roll to unleash your powers. Okay, so do you want to mark a condition, or is it unstable or temporary?
Give me a condition.
Okay, go ahead and mark a condition.
Angry.
The
I
two
heard you call me an
stop.
asset, and I'm like, fuck that. I don't like being called an asset. I am more than just your thing to play with, and it pissed me off.
Perfect. The two stop, stare at you dead in the eyes, and their eyes go completely blank for a moment. And then the one picks the radio back up and goes, "Asset on the move, heading sub-basement." And they hustle out of the room. You hear the whole group of them following. So let's go ahead and enter battle against dangerous foe for both groups, starting with Carl and Violet. Who is the leader currently?
I would say Violet.
Okay.
That's fine.
If the leader has influence over every teammate, add another team. It's actually a yes, even though Violet just burnt it. You had it when we should have done the move. Violet, what is your purpose in this fight?
My purpose in this fight is to isolate the threat.
All right, Carl, do you have the same purpose?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Okay, so you are up to 4 team. Does any team member mistrust the leader or the team?
I mistrust the leader. Yeah.
Okay, and I don't think your team was ill-prepared or off-balance, so you guys have 3 team on that side. On the other side, who's the leader in that one?
I am.
Yeah, Faye.
What's your purpose?
To get information from Mary Louise's office.
Okay, and Ryder, do you have the same purpose?
Yep.
Do you have influence over every teammate, Faye?
Yep.
Anyone mistrust the leader or the team?
Nope.
I think I mistrust myself. Does that count?
I'm going to count it.
Cool, that's fair.
That
And
makes sense.
I don't think you're ill-prepared or off. So, yeah, you were also 3. Faye, what are you doing?
Hold on, weren't we at 1 to start? Or was that... Wouldn't that put us...
Oh, sorry, yes, you are both at 4. Forgot about the 1 to start.
I'm going to signal to Felix to have him come in.
Then yeah, I'm gonna sneak in through the window. I'll probably be saying, as I'm climbing through the window, saying something about how this city's full of assholes, and like something about some of the cars outside. They're honking at each other and cursing at each other. I'm just muttering to myself as I walk through the window.
Yeah, it's really dark out there. We've probably got about 10 minutes till the spell wears off, so we should go upstairs as quickly as we can.
Wait, spell? Did I miss something?
Right, so you know how the demon doesn't like people knowing that it's a demon, and unless you directly know about the curse, you don't see that? You know how that works?
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, that comes with memory manipulation, and I just told them that they saw me running downstairs.
Okay, so this floor should be clear?
This floor and all other floors, they called across the radio. We should be clear.
All right then, let's go.
We're gonna head upstairs, looking around corners as we do to like make sure that no one's coming around the corners.
You're moving carefully but quickly, trying to stay unseen.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, you're going to make it, but Felix, give me like one time when you saved the 2 of you from being noticed.
We're about to turn a corner and I see a guard, or not a guard. I see a person who works. I guess it works in this office. coming out of their desk, I'm going to demorph quickly and walk around the corner and say something to the effect of, "Oh crap, I forgot my coffee," and just kind of push, like start running down the hall and bump into this person and go, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get my coffee," as a distraction to allow Faye to keep moving past.
Fantastic.
And then I'm going to turn around and run back down the hallway where I came from, like I'm going to go get the coffee, and then just turn the other direction and follow Faye, remorphing as I, head down the hall out of sight.
Excellent. You make it to the office on the 8th floor. What do you do, Faye?
I'm going to start looking. First thing first, I'm going to break the desk open. Telekinetically, just destroy the lock and pull the drawer out. And then I'm just going to start taking binders and pulling through as quickly as I can, finding notes, finding anything that looks relevant to me, anything about the White Death, as much information as I can find and hold in my pockets or in my hands.
Okay, awesome. And Felix, what are you doing during this?
I am standing at the door. The door is closed. I'm standing at the door, kind of listening through the door to hear if I hear anybody coming down the hall, if I hear any noise out there. I'm basically keeping a lookout while she's looking through the stuff.
Okay, awesome. We are going to jump back over. Violet has just yelled to Carl to throw it in here. Carl, what are you doing?
I'm going to put on even more pressure, but then open up one side of the shell and try to push him out in the direction of Violet. Or push the amulet out in the direction of Violet.
Okay, excellent. I'm going to have you roll Unleash Your Powers in just a moment. But as you start to focus on the amulet and start, shifting around it, you hear a voice whisper inside your mini minds, "We can make you so much stronger."
Interesting. I'm going to form into a ball again at the last moment, and the amulet can hear from a million different directions. How? I imagine there's a panel where the amulet is in a ball of fire surrounded by a swarm.
Mm-hmm.
And the amulet...
Can I ask a quick question? Not to completely interrupt, and I apologize. When the amulet spoke to them, did everyone on the team hear that, even though we're not there, or was it just those two who heard it?
It was just Carl who heard it.
It was just Carl.
Okay, just Carl who heard it. Okay.
Yeah.
So what Violet sees,
sure.
toss it in here, and then the thing starts to push out, then kind of, you said you reformed over it again?
It reformed
God,
over
it sounds
again,
like a demon birth.
And then I would imagine the next panel in the comic is the flames, and there's a face in the flames, and there's a thought bubble that says, "I can give you power." And then there's a speech bubble that seems to with the pointy line that says where it's coming from. It's coming from all around.
I like it.
And it says how.
Just put me on.
Okay, I'm gonna put on the amulet.
Form into a humanoid shape.
I was gonna laugh if he said again, "How?"
Yeah, the amulet goes now. How? I think I'm gonna there's a more. It's not quite a humanoid yet, but it's more of a condensed mass now. And in between all the insects, you can see a glowing orb in the middle of the swarm. Because it's
okay, excellent.
Yeah, and there's still flames radiating, but it's very small and compressed. So it's a big, more of a compact ball with a glowing part in the middle.
Excellent. And then we get these couple panels where there's bits of fire bursting out and then arcing back in, and then it all just kind of sucks into the amulet. We're just left with Carl. Violet, what are you doing?
I see this happening, and I'm starting to. It's now I'm annoyed, so I'm gonna unleash my powers on Carl because I see that Carl is decided to put on this thing, and this thing is clearly turned this old man into this thing, and I don't want to deal with this bastard who burnt my clothes. So I'm
Okay.
going to unleash an icy blast on his ass.
Just firing an icy blast.
Yep.
Sounds like you're directly engaging.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't do well.
Okay,
Hey, look, I can mark potential.
Carl. You may act as if you just rolled a 10 on a directly engage a threat. Violet just unleashed a blast of ice at you. You can easily get out of the way, and you can get an auto 10 plus on a directly engage back if you'd like. What do you do?
I'm not going to engage back. I'm just gonna shrug it off. So it hits me, but I just push
Let's
it
say
out.
as it's about to hit, you get this burst of fire that just pushes out from you and melts the ice.
Yeah, but it's really like explosive. It's just like bam, and everything goes, and it's just calm again. There's no real reaction there.
I like it. And then inside your mind, you hear, "See, new power." What do you do, Carl?
I can I like internalize. Well, like I guess I can do what I did earlier, right? Where my swarm talks inside of itself, and
Yeah.
then maybe
I'm okay with you wearing it like in your core.
I'm going to mentally reply. We will discuss this later.
You feel satisfaction, just the emotion of satisfaction. And then we've got this scene with the two of you just kind of standing there, facing each other on the edge, or the edge of the water. Maybe the guy just a dot off in the distance, still running. And we're going to cut back to Faye and Ryder. So you've gathered up anything that looks vaguely demonic you could find. There's a couple books, some files and papers. And Felix, outside the door, you start hearing a commotion. Like, a bunch of people running, indistinct shouting, definitely headed this way. What are you all doing?
I'm going to look at Faye and say, we don't have much time. They're coming.
I have to do one more thing. Hold on. I'm going to have a dark vision. I'm going to look at the picture of Mary Louise on the desk, and I'm going to have a dark vision to see what I know about quenching or quelling the demon when the demon gets active in me.
What do visions look like for you? Like, how is that drawn on the page to show this is vision mode?
You see me, my body in just like a really faint outline, and then in the exact same position I was just in, but now the entire world with slightly shadowed edges is now the vision. So the panel essentially just like completely becomes the vision that I'm seeing.
So we get this panel of a young girl, looks a lot like Alana, but is definitely not, and a younger Mary Louise Rogers. What does she look like?
She is brunette, very pale, really dark brown eyes. As an adult, she's very stern looking, but this girl looks significantly less stern, looks almost gentle, and she has a bracelet that she never takes off.
Okay, excellent. And we see this young girl lunge at Mary and start shifting into the very familiar demon form of Faye. And then Mary bark out a series of words in ancient language, and the girl just falls to the ground as a human girl. Then the vision starts to blur. What's your question?
What were those words?
It's a spell that you've heard parts of before, and you're certain that you can find within your mom's libraries.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay. Did you mark a doom or doom?
Of course I did.
Oof. Okay, cool. What does this look like to Felix while you're having the vision?
Felix is somewhat paying attention to her, but all I see is like I see her whole body like become surrounded by this purplish aura, I guess, like by an aura. It just surrounds her body and is just like engulfing her. Not like waving out, but it's like an aura that's just like her aura emitting from her as her eyes into what it looks like to me. It looks like her eyes have closed and she's kind of went into herself. And that's what it looks like to me.
Does that scare you?
No, not at all. I mean, look at me. I'm in a large, giant plate armor. Then no, that didn't scare me. It's just like, okay, that's cool.
So you snap back, and is this door locked? Or are you holding it shut? What are you doing?
I'm holding it shut currently.
And you snap back as a heavy shoulder impacts the door. What are y'all doing?
I want to quickly say I can hold this for a while, but the hinges won't hold for as long as I will. We need a way out, and you did say we could do this non-violently, so the window?
We could do the window. I do have another option, but it might get a little scary for a second.
I trust you. Let's do it your way. At this point, I'm actually going to, I guess that right as the next hit, I'm actually going to back away from the door and let whatever happens happen.
The door is knocked off its hinges on the next impact. There are about 4 of the security guards from before, but behind them you see several heavily armed and body armored men. Faye, what are you doing?
I transform into full demon, in control this time, but full demon, and I launch essentially straight at Felix. I launch directly at Felix. Hey, Felix, does that scare you?
I think at this point, while I completely trust whatever she's doing, yeah, I'm a little scared because she just turned into a demon and just lunged at me.
I'm going to mark my last doom track, so that's 5. I just got portal, and then I'm portaling us out of there.
We get Faye. So the way I'm seeing it is a panel with Faye like running at Felix, and then another panel like where you're jumping and turned into demon form, hit Felix, and then how does the portal look opening up behind you all?
Right behind Felix, kind of in between Felix and the guards, it looks like the air becomes shattered glass, like shattered pink and clear glass, and we fall through it and we appear in the sanctuary.
Okay, and that cost you another doom, right?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, so you both slam into the ground of the sanctuary, turn, and as the glass is starting, does it like come back together to seal up?
Yep.
You see the multi-reflected face in the fragments of glass of Mary looking down at you, and you see a smile, and then she says, "Oh, she's coming along nicely," and everything slams shut.
As that happens, like she lands, I'm going to kind of roll because I know we got slammed to the ground. I'm going to roll and kind of roll Faye off of me and then stand like I kind of landed on my feet almost with my sword drawn. My sword appeared in my hand because I can see this reflection as well, I'm assuming. And just kind of stand steadfast as if just in case anything else was to come through it, I want to be sure I can take it on. Because I don't know what condition Faye would be in after that.
I actually think you're comforting or supporting.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll plus mundane there. On a hit, they hear you. They mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels if they open up.
I'm going to reach out and take Felix's hand and have Felix pull me to my feet. And then I'm going to hug him and be like, I can feel it getting closer every time I do something like that.
Whatever it is, I'm not letting it get to you.
All right, so it also sounds like Faye shared a vulnerability or weakness. So what's your move there?
When you share a vulnerability or weakness with someone, give them influence over you. So you can have influence back, Felix. And then I ask, do you honestly think there's hope for me? Do you honestly think that I can survive this?
I think Felix kind of already answered that in fiction.
Yes, I did.
That's true. You're right. Cool.
So,
if they say yes, I can either mark potential or clear a box on my doom track. I'm going to mark potential, and that fills up my first advancement.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else we want on that scene, or do you guys want to cut that scene there?
That's a
I was
good
gonna
cut.
hug for a second, so we're good.
Yeah, that's a perfect the hug. Like maybe the panel zooms out and shows it from like an almost isometric point of view, like not way far out, but just far enough where you're like looking like it's the God's bird eye view on the hug, and then the scene changes.
Our next panel is in Mary's office, kind of looking over her shoulder at the wreckage left of the desk that's been pulled through. And she just pulls out a cell phone and then says into it, "It's starting. It's going to be coming soon." And then we're going to cut back to the bay.
So the ice blast and then the shrugging just happened, and so Carl he shrugs off the ice blast and he just matter of factly states, "I got the amulet. Would you like to grab the old guy?" And then he just starts floating off.
The old guy's gone, dude. That guy took off running when he saw you pick up that amulet.
Well, then you better get searching, and I just float off.
Violet, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna call Felix.
You guys have been back in the sanctuary for a bit. If I know Faye, I assume Faye's scrounging through books, trying to find that one right now.
Absolutely, I am.
Okay. We get a panel where Felix glances down at his phone, and there's like, I don't know, 6 or 7 missed calls, and kind of looks up, glances, does the double take, looks again.
Oh no! Hey Faye, we may have missed some calls. I flip phone open. Hello? Everything okay, guys?
Define okay.
Well, apparently we've missed 6 calls now.
I have 4 on my phone, so that's 10.
Yeah, what is going on? At this point, I hit the speakerphone button.
Okay, you know that fun guy that we took a dip yesterday?
Yeah, the Phoenix. You drove him into the bay. I thought he's gone.
He crawled back out.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
He walked out.
A ball of fire walked out of a river.
I walked out of a bay, but yeah. Anyway, so you want the long version or the short version?
Give us the short version.
Okay, so he had this amulet around his neck and he was starting to flare up again. So I took it away and knocked it off him. And then Carl decided to pick it up and wear it, and now he's gone AWOL.
Oh, that's worse.
Any idea where he went?
I suspect that, well, he's tried to order me around and try and get me to chase after the guy who was wearing it, who was the original wearer, and now he went, I suppose he went after that because I said no.
Okay, so now we have... Shit. Okay.
Moon Harbor Heroes is produced by Anthony Sheets and TP Huth, and edited by Anthony Sheets. Anthony can be found on Twitter at Icy New Year, or at icynewyear.com. T is the host of Incubator on Air, a new play podcast available on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play. They can be found at T Huth Playwright on Twitter or thuth94 on Instagram. Faces is GM by me, Anthony Sheets. Carl is played by Simon Meskins. You can find him on Twitter as Jill Bareka. Faye is played by TP Huth. Ryder Typhon is played by Kaido Kane. Kaido is a Twitch personality and loves their 3 mischievous cats. You can find them at the Versian on Twitter, and as Kaido Kane on twitch.tv. Violet Starling is played by Zweifang. Our logo was designed by Beautiful Beasties. She can be found on Instagram at beastly.doodles or at patreon.com/beautifulbeasties. The music in this issue is Black Vortex by Kevin MacLeod. A link to his website and the license will be in the show notes. If you want to get a hold of us, email us at moonharborheroes@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at moonharborcast. We're also on Instagram at moonharborheroes. If you enjoyed this issue, please leave us a review on iTunes and tell a friend. Word of mouth and 5-star reviews are really the best way for us to keep bringing these stories to more people. And thanks for helping us save the world. We'll see you next issue.